Hello and welcome to the channel, Real Crypto Sentinel. Nothing you see in this video is financial advice, so please do your own research. I'm going to start off by just talking about the minimal risk strategy, which is something I've mentioned in previous videos. I haven't released one for a while, but if you go back to the earlier videos I have released, I've mentioned it a few times, been busy doing other stuff and releasing some shilling videos for various meme coins. So the minimal risk strategy and how I've made some decent money on various meme coins, but there is definitely a process and a pattern that you need to follow to make sure that you are fitting yourself into that minimal risk of losing your money essentially. So importantly, you need to find a meme coin that fits these 5 criteria. So an established coin that is at least 3 months old. Active community on X, TikTok, Instagram. You can follow some decent KOLs. I'm not going to tell you who to follow. You have to make your mind up and do your own research on that, because who one person likes, another person is criticising, and the markets move up and down. It's crazy. So yeah, you have to do your own research on that one. For me, X is the best form of information, and I get most of my coins that I invest in from various KOLs, key opinion leaders. On X, it shouldn't be too difficult for you to get a list together of people that are worth following. It does take a little bit of time to gain the trust, but if you follow these 5 steps, you'll be well on your way. So the third criteria is you're looking for a chart that has a solid base range, and what we mean by that is it's gone up, it's come back down, and over a period of time, normally at least a few days, it's bouncing around a certain price and not crashing any further, and that's really important. I'll give you some visual cues in a bit on some of the meme coins that I've invested in and made money, so it'll give you a bit of a clearer idea. Number 4, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. That's basics. And start slowly and be patient. Really sound advice. You don't need to invest as much as you can straight away to try and make the big gains. Start with a little bit. It doesn't matter if you lose it. It's not going to cause you any emotional or mental health problems, and just be patient. There's so much volatility in these charts, but sometimes nothing happening is good. If it's just steady and it's keeping that base platform, you're golden, and I'll show that to you in a minute. And finally, the most important thing is set your limit orders when you put your money in. Where you set them, that's entirely up to you. It's going to be based on the meme coin. It's going to be based on your own appetite for risk, I suppose. But I'll show you in some images in a second, and hopefully I'll make things a bit clearer for you. Okay, we'll start off by looking at Murad. So Murad is a KOL for a larger Ethereum-based meme coin, SPX 6900, and some guys made a meme coin about him. If you're on X or TikTok, etc., you're bound to come across him. So Murad coin was created on the Solana. This is actually in Pro, by the way, that I'm using, which is for trading meme coins on the Solana chain. As you can see here, it kept average price of around 180k, and it bounced around this price action area for well over a month, or about a month when I initially bought. So for me, that had reached the bottom. There was a good number of holders. The community was active, and I felt strongly that the only way this was going to go was up. As you can see, it did pump up to nearly 1 million, which I held for. It dropped back down, hit a bottom again, which it held quite nicely with a little bit of growth coming at it. And on this one, I set my limit order for just over $1 million, I think it was, or just under $1 million from there. And while I was away from the computer, over a couple of days, it pumped up again, hitting just under 1.1 million, but clipped my limit order, which instigated the sale, and I'm now left with nearly 0.5 of a Solana in there, which I'm just going to wait and see if that pumps up again. I've got a limit order set, as you can see there, that's the orange line, which will at least double, triple up, 3x my 0.426 or 0.192 Solana that I've got left in there, which is not a lot, but this is just a test from my early days of trying out this strategy and seeing how effective it was. Moving on, next we're going to look at Monk, which is another one that I got off X, off some of the KOLs there. Once again, decent number of holders, very active community on X. It bottomed down around the sort of between 2.5 to 4 million, and it had been bouncing around there for quite a while. Did have a little go up there and came back down, and that's where I took my pulled the trigger, if you like, bought in just over 3 million. I initially sold a couple of times to get my initial out, because it was one I wasn't 100% of. I hadn't been following for that long, but like I said, the community is very active, and the holder numbers have grown and grown. So you can see here I've bought in a few more times, got a nice pump back there early August, and it clipped one of my limit orders. I've got limit orders set again. As you can see, I've been DCAing all along the way here, and I've got limit orders set, a couple, the first one there to at least get back my initial investment, and then another one a lot further up to take some decent profits, and I think I've even set higher than that. I have. So you don't need to be sat at your computer, you can get these done. It's bouncing around down here for a few weeks, it doesn't really matter. Your money's safe. It might go up 20-30%, it might go down 50%, but you don't need to panic. Just chill out and wait, and eventually when the timing's right, it'll have that lift and click one of your limit orders, and the money will go straight into your account. So bonus. Right, the next one I'm going to talk about is Swift, which you may not have heard about, but this is basically a meme coin that was created by the Troll dev, who Troll is sat at this moment, I don't know, but it was coming up to 200 million, if not slightly higher market cap quite recently. Swift was touted by a KOL on X at around 160k. I didn't actually see the tweet until about 40 minutes later. I managed to get in. I think I was already looking at, just having a look on here, yeah, just under 2 million was my first buy. Second one slightly higher than that, but not by much. And this thing just flew from there. Every time I looked at it, the chart was going up. I did make a couple of early sells to get some, at least my initial investment out, which was fine. And then, as you can see from the chart here, I had limit orders set all the way up. So I'm hitting limit orders just before 10 million, just over 16 million, just over 25 million. And I was really quite gutted because I had one set just above, I think it was about 34, 35 million, just above where it peaked before it was majorly rugged. Now, fortunately, I had a limit order set. I had various limit orders set actually, and when it rugged on the way down, as you can see from this line, it hit every single one of my limit orders and sold out. So in total, I put nearly 14 sol in, but I took nearly 32 sol out. Would have been obviously a lot better had I have sold everything in the first go as soon as it started to crash, but you expect ups and downs. It had been going up for that long. I honestly didn't think this would happen, but you've always got to be prepared, and it just goes to show it doesn't matter who's shilling something or who the dev is. you need to cover yourself. You need to have those limit orders set, and it saved me. And then as it got down the bottom here, there was still 10,000 odd holders. The buyers and sellers, the 5 minute volume was just going crazy. So I bought back in right at the bottom there. Well, it was about 5 or 6 million market cap. And it slowly declined off from there down to about 2, but the community is still active, and as you can see, there's over 8,000 holders still. So by no means is Swift dead and buried. Watch this space. I've only got a little bit left in, as you can see, they're not even 0.2 Solana, so probably about $35, something like that, I don't know. So yeah, watch this space on that one and we'll see what happens. But it just emphasizes the point that limit orders are vitally important, in my opinion, if you want to minimize the risk in trading meme coins. And it doesn't matter whether you're on Solana, Ethereum, whatever chain, limit orders, use them. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up shortly, but just a couple of quick points. Alt season, is it happening? Is it not happening? Everyone's got their own opinions on this. I've got my own opinion. Bitcoin dominance does seem to be waning a little bit, but to be quite honest, there's plenty of opportunity for that to shoot up again. As you can see from the chart on the screen, alt season index is sitting between the 40 and 50 range, which is nowhere near high enough. You need to be above that 75 mark to be truly in an alt season, and I don't think we're going to be anywhere near that yet, not just because we're in the 40 to 50 range, but personally I think 25, 26 is more likely to see that altcoin indicator above the 75 once we've had a few rate cuts. But there's so much other macro information and data to go into it all. Like I said, everyone's going to have their own opinions, and I'm sure you will too. Finally, I did ask Grok whether we're likely to get an alt season in 25 or 26, and this is what he says. So Bitcoin cycle, Bitcoin is trading near, I think it's dropped today actually, so 118,000 at the time, post-halving, and maybe entering a consolidation phase, which is historically what precedes altcoin rallies, so that's good. Macroeconomic conditions, global liquidity is rising, which is good for crypto. Regulatory clarity, there's lots of good stuff coming out of the White House. SEC Chair Gary Gensler has also got some things forecast coming very soon. So it's all good news, but as of yet, we've not really seen that impetus from any of this. Potentially the rise that we've had in Bitcoin recently off the back of some of this, plus other information, of course. But the general gist of it is we're heading in the right direction, and it is positive for crypto. Institutional interest has been spiked because of Bitcoin ETFs. Hopefully Ethereum ETFs will go the same way, and we'll find out more then of the sort of risk appetite of trading companies, etc., and venture capital, VC funding, which fueled past altcoin seasons, is expected to rebound. And traditionally, adding to that, the end of the year, September through to December, is usually the where you see the biggest gains. So hopefully, and fingers crossed, there's plenty to look forward to. That's it from me. Thanks for watching the video. If you like what you've seen, please hit the like button and subscribe. You can follow me on Telegram or Discord. The invite links are in the description box below. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.